Take those next 52 weekends and dedicate that towards your self productivity and your self improvement. Welcome back, everybody, to the Just in the Know podcast, where we make knowledge your strongest weapon.
Welcome back, folks. As always, your boy Just over there, your boy Nas over here. Pleasure to have you guys back, and let's get this on the road.
Yeah, so in this iteration of the podcast, we're going to be talking about things that you can do to take back control within your life. Sometimes in life, we feel like, our time is not used to the best of its abilities. And if you feel like someone that's just constantly, trying to do certain things, trying to change your life to, be more happy and a much more productive individual, this one you're going to need to hear.
Yeah, a lot of us, we have this kind of boring routine in our life where it doesn't matter what we do, graduate college, get a job, get a promotion, probably even buy a house, maybe even start a family. There's certain components of life that I feel is often overlooked. And there's, proof in the pudding. But there's a lot of things that people overlook as to why they don't really get that sense of fulfillment. They don't get that sense of being, satisfied with what they've done, with their accomplishments, with the progress they've made. And I want to get a little bit into detail and get a little bit nitty gritty and talk about the things that a lot of people don't really want to talk about. And it's about time you take control of your life and you stop letting certain aspects really steal from your ability to be content, to be happy, to be comfortable, to feel like the things you're doing, the work you're putting in to achieving that peace and that happiness in your life. It's time to stop letting that go wasted and those efforts be in vain.
Yeah. So honestly, this is something that I'm sorry to say, it might be coming back because we're talking about controlling your life. But the first thing that you need to do in order to take back control into your life is to stop worrying about and stop wasting time with the things that you cannot control, because you're really just wasting time just worrying about things that are literally like out of your atmosphere. Like, the amount of money that you're making at your job because of a decision that your boss may make. You're worrying about him telling you like, oh yeah, I need a promotion, this, that, and the third. Like, you have to work on yourself first to promote yourself in life first before you even think about the outside world giving you a value. So just stop worrying about things that you can't control. Like, if something happened bad in that day, you can't control it. So just understand that it's something that you don't have no control over, and you have to fix the things that you are able to control. Because once you worry about the things that you can't, you detract from the things that you're able to actually put a foot down and progress.
Yeah, I kind of want to go into taking a step back. And for the viewers and for me and for you right now, what we're going to do is take a second and actually think about those people throughout the course of your life, viewers included, by the way. So join us in this little moment of thinking, of reflecting. The people you've come across from, as early on as like early adulthood, say, up until wherever you're at currently. When you look around and consider the lifestyles of people who seem genuinely happy and content with what they got and fulfilled, and they have this type of energy, this positivity to them, where they're not fighting a every day-to-day battle of, does my life have any significance? Do any of my efforts actually result in goodness? And consider the ones that feel really good about themselves and the work that they put in and seem like they're actually enjoying the fruits of their labor. And then the ones who seem where it's every single day, they're still trying to figure out, like, is this worth it? Am I doing the right thing? Have I done enough? Am I really working towards reaching a place of being comfortable and being pleased with my situation, my everyday situation? and consider the aspects when you're taking that time to reflect and considering each type of person. Consider the type of lifestyles they have. And I want to go a little bit more into detail about uh, things related to how they spend their time, what they spend their time doing, how they spend, there's significance to how you structure your day-to-day life, how you structure your work and personal life, your work and social life. There's people who can't wait till the weekend. And me, I have a very, very strong opinion about what being an alcoholic is. It might not adhere to the scientific definition of what being an alcoholic is, but to me, if you're working an average work week and you can't wait till the weekend to drink, by my definition, again, my definition, you're an alcoholic.
No, I'm sorry. That's a definition of an alcoholic. I don't care what nobody says.
Yeah. So the reason why I bring this up is there's people who structure their lives for, and it's not just alcohol. This is kind of just like one analogy, but you could apply it to other things too, other substances, other intoxicants. There's people who, a majority. This isn't few people. There's a lot of people that we know that are around us, that we communicate with, and we know about, and that exist. That it seems that every single day they're working towards that moment of intoxicating their brain and kind of letting go of who they really are and kind of escaping their reality via the weekend and, again, substance, whether it's whatever drug of choice, whatever it's alcohol of choice, whatever. Those are the people that usually seem to never have things figured out. And then when you consider the people who seem like they got it all figured out and they're the man with the plan or the woman with the plan, they don't really search for those things. I don't even want to say they necessarily prohibit themselves from doing such, but that's not a priority. They don't tell themselves, after this month, I'm going to celebrate my hard working month with just getting shit faced and losing control and completely not being in my right mind and just completely escaping my reality, being intoxicated to the point where I'm not even my normal self. There's people who chase those things and there's people who don't. And it's usually the ones who don't look for those, little moments of escaping reality, those little fake interactions with people that are just, whatever, like not really meaningful in their life, but they're okay. There's people who really consider those aspects of their life and they work on those and they pay attention to them and they structure their life in a way where if I'm not working, the time that I've set aside for leisurely activity is still significant. It still has an impact. It still is very personal to me and still adds or takes away from my ability to be peaceful and content with my life situation, my current lifestyle. So, if you could just touch upon maybe, I don't know, go a little bit more into detail about that kind of thing.
Okay, so I'm going to say this as a business major, business oriented minded person, business owner. To be honest with you, think of yourself as a business that operates 7 days a week. I won't say 24/7 because that's crazy, but I would say 7 days a week, right? Now with a business, you have your opening hours and you have your closing hours, right? So so put like this. Most people work 5-day work week, Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. And on the weekends, they're off. And then they get to, as you would say, shit face themselves. And they still have to go back into their, how do I say?
Their depressed reality.
Yeah, their reality. Let's not say depressed. Let's just say reality, right? Make it however you want. Because in life, you make it whatever it is from your perception. I was gonna say something else, but I'm not gonna do that. But so think of it like a business. Think of that you're open 7 days a week, right? So there's no off days. There's only time for you to recruit for the next day. Especially when you're not solidified in your life, you're not where you want to be. There's no time for no breaks, man. Like, what's the point of working 5 days just for 3 days, basically 2 days because it's Saturday and Sunday, to just go throw away everything that you just worked for that entire week? Because usually when you go shit face, you're spending money, you're not building your career. Because honestly, the more time that you take working towards your career or towards your goal, the easier it's going to come to you. The faster you're going to reach your destination. But if you want to go 5 days, stop 2 days, then go another 5 days, stop 2 days, you're just shorting yourself. So when you're on the process to build, you have no time for that. Not saying that, there's not time to relax. Of course, there's always closing hours for a business. So say you get up, you get up at 10 o'clock, right? I mean, if you're a 9 to 5, right? Well, this doesn't apply to you, but you get up at 10 o'clock, you go to work at 12, you work from 12 to, let's say, 12, right? 10-hour shift. Honestly, most people that are successful do work between 10 to like, give or take 14 hours a day. Now, it's depending on how you pace yourself. That's how you feel like work is work and work is more draining than anything else. So you have to pace yourself. In life, you have to pace yourself. So there's some days where you can go very hard and there's some days that you could take it back, but you don't never stop working. So in order to control your life, bro, you got to put that work in, man. Or ma'am, you got to put that work in. You can't sit there and just give away hours for no reason, especially when you don't have everything figured out or you're nowhere close to where you want to be. Because life, you have time for those things, those leisurely activities, stuff like that. Not saying like in a year you don't take time and, reset, because that's another thing about control too. There's some times where you have to take a reset and you have to relax and then you have to recoup yourself in order to be able to consistently keep going. But to do that every single week, just to come back to do it again, every single, like a routine of just that, you're not going to get nowhere. And I'm sorry to tell you, it's just going to be a rat race that you're going to just keep being a part of for the rest of your life.
Yeah. Going back to what I was saying earlier, we hear it a lot. It's almost everywhere. You can have a conversation with anybody and they'll damn near tell you it'll all sound the same when it comes to what do you really want in life. I want, financial stability, financial freedom. I want the time. I want, to be able to dictate how I spend my time, what I spend my time doing, be on my own terms, not answer to nobody. And immediately following that, you ask somebody, what are they doing in order to reach that?
Nothing, bro.
They don't even got a plan, bro.
Nothing.
And I think it's about time we start considering those aspects of control and taking back control of your life. Like really, really dive deep and see what's holding you back from, when you feel good, you do good, right? So when you're feeling great, your performance is great. They just go together. There's a direct correlation there.
Yeah.
It's a direct relationship. And I like to really think and dig deep and look at the aspects of lifestyle that really take away from our ability to work towards that, to work towards being financially free and being in control and dictating what we do with our own time. Because really time is the most valuable thing. So if your time is how you spend your time and how much time you spend doing what is dictated by somebody else, I feel like it's very hard to actually reach a point in your life where you're very at peace and relaxed and content and feel fulfilled with the work that you've put in and what it led to.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, just like how you said, like being depending on somebody else, like, bro, if you want to have control of your life, you can't be dependent on nobody else because you're up to their control. So like you said, in the part of financial, stability, like what are you doing to build that financial stability? You think that's just gonna just poof in the middle of the air, just you're gonna be able to spend whatever money you want and not have no repercussions for, doing that? No, you have to have your time and you have to use your time to be able to build that foundation of financial stability, because it doesn't come out of nowhere. Like, just like how you said, like, what are you doing to build that financial stability? It starts from somewhere. You got to be able to build a foundation to be like, okay, if I don't work for 6 months, 7 months, I have enough money to cover all my bills. That's where you start from. Just start saving toward that. You have your first month and then your second month and then your third month. And then maybe you work up to a year And then after that, you just build towards years of being able to not have to sit there, clock in, work, and be able to live and do what you need to do. But it starts from somewhere.
It has to be structured. You know, people, you have to take a structured approach. You have to have some type of baseline, some type of foundation in order to work with and build on. It can't just be, I'm going to just get a regular job. There's people who, bro, there's people who make 150, $200,000 a year, and they seem like they're living on bare minimum. Like, you know, they're barely getting by. They have enough just for basic necessities, rent, food, cool, like, you know, living expenses, but they don't really seem at ease. They don't really seem at peace with their situation. And something I like to pay attention to, like things are really the nitty gritty I'm really trying to get into is take somebody who's like like, you know, I like to use like immigrant families as an example. The ones that really come and seem like somehow they make do of what they got. We overlook the lifestyle they live, the time avoiding, you know, unnecessary downtime or unnecessary contact with people just for the sole fact of just getting shit faced and escaping reality and, you know, very insignificant interaction. They avoid the endless drinking. They avoid the endless intoxicants. They avoid certain, you know, parts of life that really bring down a person's level of performance level. And time and time again, we see it that the ones who really start taking those leaps and elevating, of course, there's always exceptions. We're not talking about exceptions. We're talking about more often than not. The ones who really get to a certain point, to a high level, a high status, those are the ones that you won't be able to just hit them up any random weekend and they're willing to drink. You can't just hit them up any random weekend and they're willing to get high, or they're willing to just spend time doing nothing for a whole Saturday. Those are the people that are hard to reach. Those are the people that are hard, you know, that are always busy. And even if they're not busy necessarily working, they're busy protecting their energy and preserving their energy that allows them to work at a high level and perform at a high level. That's what they're doing. That's why those are so hard to reach. When somebody goes to med school and is working towards a journey of becoming a surgeon, a neurosurgeon, that's not a person that you could sit there and contact at any time and they're free. You can, you know, go out and party with at any time and they're free. A lot of us, we think that we're working towards, you know, a level of financial success and even personal success, spiritual, mental success. And we're really not. We're really overlooking and dismissing the little aspects, the little, you know, the little wrinkles in life that allow you to actually excel and take those leaps. Immigrant family, immigrant husband and woman would come here and make do off of $40,000 a year and be able to raise two or three
Kids.
educated kids that go to school. Even though, yeah, they might be struggling, but they still make it work.
Yeah.
Then there's those people who make $100,000 a year and they can't even have one kid. They're not financially stable enough to have one kid. It comes down to those moments of those little wrinkles of like, what are you chasing? Do you go weekend to weekend telling yourself you can't wait to buy the new car, you can't wait to drink, you can't wait to try this new insignificant whatever it is, item, product, whatever it is, drug.
Trend.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we really overlook certain aspects that play a big part and play a big role in us achieving and taking control of your life and letting that, you know, that discipline and that control of your life, letting that lead to being content and being happy and comfortable.
So there's two things that I do want to touch bases on, especially when you talk about the immigrant families. Remember in the first iteration of this video when I was saying, or podcast, when I was saying that, you know, the first thing that you need to do is to not worry about the things that you can't control in life. You also do have to be grateful of the things that you do have in your life. And that's where I think that most people do fall short in, is that they're not grateful for what they have. They always want to have more, and they don't think that what they have right now, it's attainable, like it's good enough.
Just not to cut you off, but I feel like the cause of that, the root of that, is because what they do really have, a lot of people, is really so insignificant. Like aside from food and drink, somebody with a nice car, somebody with, the luxury of, material things and
Mhm.
being able to go on just, whenever trips, that's not really a significant aspect of life that
It's a nice bonus.
will lead to like that fulfillment.
Yeah, it's a nice bonus, but it's like at the end of the day, like an immigrant family, right? Or a family that's struggling, that's trying to, promote two, three, four strong kids. Like the things that they're grateful for is the ability to have a roof over their head, ability to have food, ability to be able to go to school, available to do these things. And there's some people that's in life that have to take trips. They go on the club, and besides those times that they are there, they're not fulfilling life. But for a person or a family that never had access to those things, they don't know what going out on a trip is. They don't know what going out and partying is because one, they don't have the finances to even think about doing such things. And then two, they're so in the moment of we're just trying to get to the next day that that's not even a thought process that comes across their head. And even for the person that's a very high performer too, you don't see a high performer sitting there and taking multiple trips that have no significance to what they're doing in their business because like I said, bro, you have to operate like life is a business, bro. Like you have people that look to you, even though you don't have them right now. You need to look at yourself as this. That you're the control center. If you falter, everything else in your life falters. So you have to operate at a high efficiency at almost all times, besides the time that you're, recuperating or whatever. But if you go on into the world and you sit there and you're doing things that are just detriments to your life, bro, what do you expect? You're not going to be able to perform at a high, like, come on. There's no way that you as a person, right? Knowing that you're a business owner, you have to work 14 hours a day to make sure that everybody else is good in your family, in your life, whatever have you, and do that consistently when you're doing detrimental things to your life and you're not, taking care of your body, taking care of your mind. Like you can't take control of your life without doing those necessary things or not doing those necessary things or unnecessary things to make sure that you're this person that regardless of the situation, like you're going to be able to perform. And like I said, we're not grateful for the things that we have nowadays because especially with social media, we're seeing things that being attained by other people, which we don't even know how they obtain those things, but yet we want to put ourselves there without the work. So of course, we're gonna be walking around ungrateful as hell because we see other people with nicer things than us. Bro, the reason why you don't have those nice things is because you haven't put in the work or effort to obtain those things. So just put it some accountability in yourself and put it on yourself and take control that I don't have those things because I haven't worked hard enough for it. And then once you put that thought process in there, you start being grateful for the things that you're able to attain. Now it's okay, what can I do to better myself so I could go obtain the things that I want, not necessarily need, but want.
Yeah, I got a few questions actually
Mhm.
for the viewers. This is another reflection, moment of reflection. Take this time back, take this time out, and step back and ask yourself this question or these questions. How many years have you been chasing, those reality escaping moments from whatever it is that you do? There's different forms: the drinking, the smoking, the intoxicants, the spending time around people that you really don't give a fuck about. How many years have you been doing that? And how have you not realized that that's contributing to your ability to be happy and to be proud and confident in yourself and to be confident in the decisions that you end up making and confident in your willingness to remove and isolate yourself and eliminate those aspects of your life? What does it really take? How many years could you continue making 60K, making 100K, making 200K? The point that I'm trying to make is it's not the money. It's what you're doing and your daily life, how you're structuring your life, what goals you're setting aside, what's really priority. If you're chasing the everyday weekend escape from reality, it don't matter how much money you make. You're never gonna really be at peace. You're never really gonna feel uh that the reward, the fulfillment of all the work that you've been putting in, all the efforts you've been putting in, all those sacrifices that you made. None of that is gonna amount to nothing. It's not gonna amount to anything when you're really doing it for the right things. Why can't we just go back to being humble, normal people that appreciate family time? People are willing to lose their family members over a couple of dollars, or not even a disagreement and maybe, like, I don't know, a political stance or a personal stance or a personal belief. Like, we're willing to throw away our families for that. And then we'll go and seek out people that we don't give a fuck about just to get high and lose our minds with.
Mm-hmm.
How many years of that routine of not really being yourself, of being so stubborn and so cold and so shallow that you're not really paying any mind to the things that actually bring you joy?
Mm-hmm.
When's the last time that you had a real, a tight, group of people around you, family and really close friends, people near and dear to your heart, and were at one simple gathering that just consisted of just food and good conversation, and that felt like it was a very high moment of your life? Those are the moments that you really want to go after. That, being around drunk people and being around drug users and being around people who are saving all their money just to blow it to get high and escape reality. How many years of that do you really have to experience for you to really to finally realize, yo, this shit ain't it. This is not what's bringing content to me. This is not what's bringing me that feeling of content. This is not what's bringing me the feeling of peace. This is not what's bringing me the feeling of fulfillment. And all those years that I went to school and I was down on my last and I was, tight in terms of financially tight, and I wasn't, I wasn't able to do a lot of things. And as soon as you get the financial means to really be able to make an impact in your life, you go and throw that all away just so you could. Every 2 weeks, you got to make sure to blow 1,000 at the club. You got to make sure to do things that don't really further, provide progress in your life. I mean, it's really about time. Like, why we can't just be normal, bro? I could go on a hike with one of my closest friends or a family member, and by the end of that hike, I feel like I had one of the best days. This is what it's all about. You know what I'm saying? And then you can go and be around 50 people getting drunk, and then you wake up the next morning miserable. You know what I'm saying? Like, at one point, do you really, give the credit, give the credit where it's due? When do you finally realize those moments are so insignificant and it has no substance, and you're failing to pay attention to that, or you're just lying to yourself, or you're just okay with being miserable? But all I'm trying to say here is you got to really step back and notice what things are controlling you. In order for you to take control of your life, you got to realize what things are controlling you currently. And then you got to make that adjustment.
Facts.
What's really controlling you right now? Is it the approval? I love a lot of things that Gary Vee preaches is always about you're doing something that you don't want to do to please or to get the approval of somebody you don't give a fuck about. And it's not, doesn't come down to just materialistic things. It comes down to behavior too. Like, how could you be drinking every weekend for the past 7 years and still wake up and feel like your life is valueless and you've been doing nothing, and then still continue to do those things? Like, you're acknowledging that you're depressed and you're not in the right mindset and you're not mentally or emotionally stable, but you're not addressing any of the things that you're continuing to do and to abuse, and all the things that you're avoiding, the moments that actually bring joy to you. Those little family moments, those little moments of feeling like, yo, I did that. Yeah, I overcame that. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I ran that marathon. Normal people shit. You know what I'm saying? We live in a society where it's just like, do whatever you can to distract yourself from your current reality.
Which is some bullshit. But look, listen, and I want to get more deeper in fact of what you said of the talking to the viewer a little bit, and I'm gonna hit home for this one because I'm gonna bring up some numbers. Be on my business term. Bring up some numbers for you, right? So that you could actually see it in the very short scope. Because most of the things that you do work on in life, you don't really see until years after. but you have to plan yourself to get there. So let me tell you this, right? And I'm talking to you as the viewer, right? In 1 year, how many weekends are in 1 year?
52.
So you have 52 motherfucking opportunities to get ahead to where you want to be a year, right? Because say if you work a 40-hour week and the weekends is all you have, right? You have 52 motherfucking opportunities to get better. So now you're telling me, right? And this is how you said the consistency of going to the club and going out and drinking and doing all these things and getting shit faced. You're doing that 52 motherfucking times a year, and I'm going to curse. I'm going to keep doing it so you understand how serious I am. 52 fucking times. What do you expect to get out of those 52 times that you go to the club or you go out and party? Nothing. Because I promise you've been doing that shit for probably like the last 2 to 3 years and still in the same position that you are right now. So now let me ask you this question, right? Or let me give you some type of motivation. Hopefully you take it as such. Let's, for the next weekend, until you make somewhat of a bigger step towards either being more financially able or being more physically able to do certain things to get you towards your career where you have to take those next 52 fucking weekends and dedicate that towards yourself productivity and your self improvement. So whether that be getting another job so that you could have enough money to pay some debt that you have, or to save so that you could save towards getting that house. Or if you're not physically in shape, let's go to the gym, find a gym partner, buddy, to work out every single weekend so that you could get the physique that you want, so that you're able to work more hours on yourself. Let's take our weekends and be more productive. And after a year, you can come back and tell me how your life has changed. Because I guarantee you, you take your 52 motherfucking weekends and strive towards productivity. It's 100%. I'm guaranteed. This is a message that I was approved by Justin, by Just, that you will get better after those 52 fucking weekends.
I approve too.
You see, a Nas proof too. So see, there's two people that approve of it. 52 fucking weekends that you will get, and you will strive towards productivity and improvement. And you come back here and tell me that your life has not improved, I'll give you $1,000. How about that?
Yeah, I don't give him no $1,000. Some motherfucker's gonna take you up on that.
Because now you got to put your money where your mouth is.
Absolutely. I do want to further speak about what I was speaking about earlier, because again, when you consider what I've been saying so far, when you really, zoom out, and it doesn't matter what individual you are, who you are, where you came from, and where you're currently at. There's people in your life that you know that are living one way, and there's people that you know that are living like polar opposites of each other, and really consider the things that they do, like the ones that you can call at any time and waste time with and do insignificant, insubstantial shit with. Those are the ones that are the conversations that always revolve around. Man, life been tough. Man, like, I don't know, shit ain't going for me. Shit ain't shaking the way I want it to shake. I'm still trying to figure shit out. I need this. I need a new this. I need a new environment. I need the system to stop fucking me. I need the, you know what I'm saying? You have those type of conversations with majority of people in your life. And then the ones that are proactively, setting themselves up for being at peace and reaching that feeling of fulfillment. Those are the ones that it's probably hard to have a conversation with anyway, due to their time constraints.
That's facts.
2, when you do have a conversation with them and finally do get a hold of them, those are the ones that are always telling you about like the new things that's going on in their life, with new business ventures, or, oh, I recently got married, or, oh, I recently took up a new hobby of, just running or working out, or I've been going to like a business, a business training, or I've gotten into real estate. It's always some type of positivity coming from those people.
Mm-hmm.
And then the ones that don't got shit figured out, but somehow they're always free and they got a decent job, so they got enough money to get by,
Mm-hmm.
but their life has no substance. It's
Like, oh,
insignificant.
bro, what's going on? Yeah, I ain't doing nothing after work, bro. Come scoop me. Let's go out. Let's go do something.
Let's go waste time.
Let's go waste time. Let's go to the bar. Let's go shoot hoops. Let's go do this. And it's an everyday thing,
It's
bro.
an everyday thing. There's no structure around it. It's go to work, followed by waste time, and then destroy all the progress that I've made in the day of work. That's how a lot of people's lives are structured, and it's pretty clear. Just doing that, just looking at those types of people that in your life, the one who lives, person A the way I described and person B the way I described. When you look at them, I feel like that should be enough proof, and that should be enough of a testament to what you need to do in order to get there. In order to how could this person who's only making 80K, 100K a year seem like they're so on top of the world, like they got it figured out? I'm making the same money, but I'm clueless. It doesn't really come down to just money. Money is just kind of like a helping factor. It might be able to influence you or to strengthen your ability to do a certain thing or to live a certain way. But at the end of the day, when your principles, when your priorities is all fucked up, and then your structure is non-existent or it's very weak, the foundation is very weak, it's based off of superficial shit, like spending time with not true friends and spending time around people I don't care about and impressing people I don't care about. When that's your foundation, it don't matter how much money you got. You're still gonna be a sucker.
Yeah.
You're still gonna be a sucker to society. You're still gonna be a sucker for attention. And women don't get mad at me for this, but men, that sucker for attention, personality, character trait is kind of strictly for women. Like the fact that that's even in you, you ought to be ashamed of yourself, my
That's
brother.
facts.
Like that's on a whole nother level sucker. Like even a woman being a sucker for attention is a little bit like, scary to want to deal with and to approach. But it's tolerable.
Yes, it's understandable.
It's a female tendency.
It's a female
nature.
tendency. So
You know what I'm saying? That's okay. Brother, you a sucker for attention. You're not just a sucker. You're a sucker overall. You's a sucker. You're not even a brother, matter of fact. You a little boy. How about that? You really a little boy.
little boy, go get his parents.
So I don't know, man. It sucks because I'm always a fan. I'm always willing to, have those deep conversations with people that I consider, important to me or have a significant role in my life. But there comes a point in time where it's just really, really, after everything we talked about, really it all comes down to one, how bad do you want it? Two, how disciplined are you? Because being able to control those aspects of your life really come down to discipline, how bad you want it.
Mm-hmm.
Some people just get comfortable, unfortunately, with the idea of working 5 days a week, spending the weekend doing insignificant shit, insubstantial shit, and then going back to Monday morning,
do
miserable,
the same thing.
talking about I hate my job, I hate my life, nothing's ever changing,
But it's crazy, bro. Those type of people say that they hate your life, bro, and don't do shit to fucking change the shit, bro. I never understood that shit. Like, yo, bro, I hate my job. Oh, bro, I hate how I'm living. Oh, bro, I hate that I'm out of shape and all that. But don't do shit to improve it, bro. And honestly, those type of people, bro, I don't even listen to what the fuck they saying, bro. I just tell them one thing, bro. If you're not doing shit to change it, bro, I'm not having a fucking conversation. Shut the fuck up. Because it don't make no sense. You're just wasting air at that point. You might as well just keep that shit to yourself. Because now if you're sitting here telling me like, yo, I don't like my job, and you're sitting there applying to other jobs and you're trying to, get a skill so that you can go towards the other job. If I have an ability to help you, I will do so. But if you're gonna sit here and just fucking complain to me, bro, like, come on.
By the way, I think it's important note to make that one, I can speak for myself and I could pretty confidently speak for Just right here too. These are still things that we're actively improving in our life, but we've actually made improvements and actually made those changes. So that's why we could speak on them, and we hope to continue making them even stronger and more significant and more precise and make those. We don't have all figured out yet, but
nobody does really.
We've gotten over certain humps that a lot of people can't seem to get over.
Yeah.
And these are some of those humps of, really realizing the impact it has on your mentality to really be insignificant and to really have those wasteful interactions, those be around people who don't mean nothing to you, share information and share energy. Protecting your energy is a really valuable lesson to learn early on. You got to learn how to protect your energy. And part of protecting your energy consists of sharing things only with people that are really, personal to you, really close to you, meaningful, that play significance in your life.
Yeah.
Your business shouldn't be for any and for everybody. How you spend your time. Not everybody should have access to your time. We overlook the significance of wasting time around people who don't appreciate our time, what that does to you. It's not a fucking written out detailed description or diagnosis you get from the hospital. And you don't need all that to realize. And you're never going to get that when it comes to this topic. You're never going to get a diagnosis of this is what's causing you to feel empty inside and to feel every single day that your life has no meaning.
And the crazy part about
I'm telling you right now, that's your diagnosis.
You have to diagnose yourself, bro. There ain't nobody could tell you what the fuck is going on with you and what's going to make you fulfilled and how you're supposed to attack it. You can get advice on ways you could lean towards, but the decision ultimately comes up to you. And honestly, to take control of your fucking life, bro, you got to sit there and really tell yourself, like, bro, I want better for myself. And I'm willing to do whatever it takes to better myself. And you have to be grateful for the things that you already have inside of your life. And you just try to improve upon the things that you already currently have access to. That's the only way that you really take control and get better for your life, bro. Because honestly, nowadays, man, they're literally just promoting fucking fuckery at this point, bro. To just go with your feelings and say like, okay, I feel like doing this. So it doesn't matter whether I'm trying to get better or not. I'm just going to just do what I do because it makes me feel good. And like the temporary happiness is what's being promoted nowadays, which is some straight bullshit. But temporary happiness literally leads to utter destruction or depression, forever depression. Because if you consistently have to repeat something every single week, bro, like it's literally 5 days of depression or 5 days of not liking your life to only have 2 days of happiness. Hey, I don't know what to tell you, but if that's the routine that you want to have for the rest of your life because you don't want to do shit, hey, go ahead and keep doing it. You can just stop watching the video. But if you want to do better with your life, just keep watching what we got going on here on the Just to Know podcast. Like, you're going to see us change. Like I said, as Nas would say, like, it's a journey for all of us, us included, you guys included. Like, you're going to see it from every single episode that we do have. It's just going to be a continuance of bettering ourselves just through words, because sometimes we do have to have that reminder every single day on, trying to get better. Because sometimes in life, you get down. And to bring yourself up, you just got to self-talk yourself into, doing better. And then you got to have a people around you that want you to do better. Not only just for themselves, but also for the people that they have around them.
I do want to make a little side note. And this is something that's just standard and it applies to every person I've ever met. From a young age, we all knew. Why did we know this? I don't know, but we could all agree on the fact that eating the unhealthy shit always, when it comes to actually food and ingesting certain type of food, it's always the most unhealthy, poisonous shit for our body that always tastes the best, right? To eat clean is never fun. Eating your greens when you were a kid, you ain't want to do that.
Hell
Eating
no.
clean when you became an adult and you're trying to get in shape, that's the hardest part of actually getting in shape. It's not even the gym. It's really the dieting. And why I'm saying this is because that's kind of how life is. You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't taste the best really to, limit the distractions in your life and to finally take control and to really fight that battle and to get over that hump of what's holding you back. It doesn't taste the best, but it's the most rewarding. I'll tell you that. It might not taste the best for your taste buds, But for your soul, for your brain, for your body, that is the best course of action. So use that food analogy and apply that to your life. Like, it's not going to be the best tasting food. It's not going to be the best tasting process for you to finally take control of your life, but it is going to be the most rewarding and the most beneficial for your longevity and for your emotional, mental, spiritual, physical well-being, all aspects of your life. And, just take a second and kind of let that really marinate and enjoy the food.
Yo, we just gonna leave it all in there. That was a motherfucking gem. You don't have to play that back. Just play that back about like 3 minutes and just listen to that again, because that's something you need to hear every single day. This has been a Just and No podcast, where we make knowledge your strongest weapon. Guys, if you're watching this on YouTube, please give us a subscribe and follow us on all of the podcast channels, whether that be Spotify, Amazon Music, or Apple Podcasts. It's been a good one, guys. Please take control of your life. Don't let anyone control you.
Pleasure to have you guys as always, and we wish you a blessed rest of your day. Peace.
Peace.